What's up, team? Nick from the Karate Playbook here. Now today we're going to go over how you can control your opponent in kumite using just three simple fakes. And with that, let's get started. Alright, so now before we jump into the techniques, let's talk for just a second about why we're faking and what the purpose is. Because a lot of people just get out there and fake and move around like that a lot for no reason without any strategy behind it. But the main reason for a fake is to elicit or pull out a big response. It's not to just see what they're going to do. It's hopefully you already have an idea of that because you've tested, you've kind of moved around and felt out your opponent, and you get an idea of either they're going to try to counter you, they're going to move backwards, or they might just freeze. But you're trying to feel them out before you actually do the fake so that when you do this, you can pull out a big response and then take advantage of that. Alright, so moving on to the actual technique. So the first one we're going to work on is faking a reverse punch. Now, one of the big mistakes that a lot of people do, and it's not always a mistake, you can do this from time to time, but I find that most people are going to fake with their reverse punch going out about halfway, and then their shoulder kind of leans this way here. And while this does work, it doesn't give your body much incentive to get back into position. So what we like to do here is we're going to put our hip and our shoulder forward, but at the same time, this hand is going to pull back, and that's going to create this sort of elastic feeling in your shoulder, and it'll pop you back into position. So as I'm moving here, I'm going to pull, and it's going to pop me right back into my guard without having to really think about it or put in any effort. Now, another reason this works is your eyes don't necessarily pick up on whether this hand is going forward or going back. It just picks up on the fact that it's changing distance. So if I'm going here and I do this, or I do this, it's hard to tell the difference. Your eyes just pick up on the fact that it's changing distance and you react accordingly. Alright, now the second one is very similar to the first one, but it's with our front hand. Alright, now instead of pulling this hand back, which of course would leave my face wide open for a shot, I'm gonna actually just pull this hand back towards my head. Alright, almost like I'm just putting my hand to my ear. And while I do this, I want to push my shoulder forward and then come right back. It's going to feel a little bit weird. It'll take a little bit of getting used to. But instead of just pulling this hand here, I'm going to pull it this way here. And it just gives the other person's eyes a little bit more to grab onto because it's changing height and distance. They're more likely to respond by bringing their hand up because your hand is kind of going up at the same time. Alright, and then the third and final one we're talking about today is totally different than these other ones, but it's also done with our front hand. I'm going to take my front hand and I'm going to pivot it down. Alright, almost like I'm doing a low block, but I'm going to turn my palm behind me. Alright, so if I'm this way here, I'm going to turn this down, and at the same time, I'm going to pivot almost like I'm turning to run away. So I'm going to go just like this. One, and then come right back up. This again kind of creates that elastic sort of feeling, and it pops you right back into position. But this is just a weird motion that a lot of people will still block or react to just because your body is doing something big and fast. So if we put all three of these together, I might be moving and fake, move around, twist this way, and just kind of play around with them. Put them in from time to time. You might blend a few of them together to really just get your opponent thinking, what the heck is this person doing? And then as they're thinking that, you can create your own strategy for how you're going to take advantage of the rest of the fight. Alright, that's it for today's quick tip. If you liked it, make sure you smash that like button. But if you're subscribed, make sure you also have clicked the bell icon, because otherwise you might not get notified when we put out new videos, and we have a bunch coming out that have really awesome tips and drills. Now, as always, if there's anything we can do for you, please toss it down in the comments. We love to just say hey to everyone and connect with everybody down there, kind of get to know everybody and build up a community. So thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day. Have an awesome time training. We'll see you on the next video. All right, peace.